Have you ever been stuck in that mind-bending limbo where you're pretty sure she's giving you all the signals, but you're too hesitant to make a move? We've all been there. You crack a joke, and her laugh lingers just a little longer. She touches your arm during conversation, casually enough to seem natural, but do you really think it's accidental? She finds reasons to spend time with you, drops hints bigger than road signs, and yet, somehow, you're still second-guessing yourself. Here's the thing, my friend. There's a good chance she's practically screaming, "What are you waiting for?" But if you're still stuck in analysis paralysis, I get it. The fear of misreading signals can be nerve-wracking. The worry of ruining what you have might feel like a weight on your shoulders. But guess what? Standing still isn't going to win you the game either. That's exactly why we're here today, to help you break the code and discover the 10 proven signs she's been sending your way. Signs so obvious that honestly, she's probably wondering why you haven't stepped up yet. Whether it's the way her eyes light up when she talks to you, or how she always seems to find an excuse to stay just a little longer. This video is going to give you everything you need to finally stop second-guessing and start making your move. Trust me, by the end of this, there won't be any more doubt in your mind. You'll know exactly where you stand and how to take things to the next level. Alright, ready to decode her signals? Let's get started. 1. Expressive facial expressions. Alright, picture this. You're sitting across from her at a cafe or walking side by side, and her face is the real show. Believe me, her facial expressions can tell you more than any well-rehearsed speech ever could. Here's the kicker though, you've got to pay attention, like for real. When she's around you, do you notice her eyes widening just a bit when you talk about something exciting? That tiny sparkle of interest? Or maybe when you make a joke. Her laugh lingers, her eyes crinkle, and you catch a soft bite on her bottom lip. That's her body language doing the talking louder than words. Now, what does it all mean? It's not just random. These little facial cues could be her way of saying, "Hey, I'm here, I'm into this, when are you going to notice?" It's like a subconscious display of intrigue, charm, and yes, frustration, that you haven't cracked the code yet. Here's another scenario to look out for: when she raises her eyebrows slightly when you're speaking. It's subtle, but it shows engagement. Or how about when you catch her sneaking glances your way in a room full of people? That's not by accident. She's clocking you, noticing what you're saying or doing. All the while, she's probably thinking, is he seriously not taking the hint? On top of that, girls often try to play it cool, so these expressions can be fleeting. They're not going to hold up a neon sign, but these micro-expressions are their version of neon signs. She's hoping you'll pick up what she's putting down. If you're noticing eyes widening while talking to her, slight nervous smiles, or even when she fiddles with her hair when you're around, you cannot ignore it. These are not accidents. Bottom line, expressive faces don't just happen randomly. If she's showing these subtle cues, she's looking for you to make a move. Stop second-guessing it. She probably can't believe you haven't stepped up yet. 2. Inviting or suggesting one-on-one activity. You know those moments where she hits you up with suggestions like, "There's this cool new pizza spot in town, wanna go check it out?" Or "It'd be so fun to binge-watch this show together." Those aren't just casual invites, my friend. These are deliberate moves. A play straight out of the Please Make a Move handbook. Think about it, when was the last time she suggested hanging out with a big group versus just the two of you? If almost every invite implies privacy or intimacy, that's no accident. She's deliberately creating these one-on-one opportunities for a reason. By suggesting these activities, she's setting up these small, low-pressure moments where something more could happen. Here's another clue to pick up on how she reacts when you agree to her invite. If her energy levels go up, her voice gets a little lighter, and she might even say something teasing like, "Finally, I thought you'd never agree." All signs point to a deeper interest. She's thrilled about having you all to herself, away from distractions or other friends. Even if you think she's just casually offering suggestions, the truth is, she's giving you opportunities to connect in a way that's more meaningful than group interaction. Girls don't randomly suggest one-on-one plans without at least considering the potential for something romantic. And hey, she's not just making these suggestions to fill her time. There's purpose behind them. She's giving you openings where you can lean into a more romantic vibe. That movie night or sushi dinner she suggested? It's her way of nailing down shared experiences that build connection. Behind every suggestion is probably a thought like, maybe this will be the time he gets it. Her invitations, as casual as they might sound, are a big deal. The next time she mentions a plan that includes just the two of you, don't overthink whether she's dropping hints. She absolutely is. Time to stop hesitating, because every invite is basically her saying, "Take the chance, make your move." 3. Altered behavior around you. Here's where things start to get really interesting. If she's into you and wondering why you haven't made a move, her behavior isn't going to stay the same. It's subtle, but you'll notice some shifts. And trust me, they won't be random. One big behavior to watch for is if she becomes extra playful, but also sometimes a little frustrated, like when she playfully hits your arm after a joke, or straight up says something like, "I can't believe you still haven't asked me out for coffee." That's not just casual banter, that's her trying to grab your attention and steer it directly toward the fact that she's waiting for you to step up. Another sign? If she starts mentioning other relationships or dates, but makes a point to highlight you in the conversation. For example, she might say, "I could never find anyone as funny as you," or "Nobody I've dated really gets me like you do." These aren't just compliments, they're very pointed indicators that she sees you as different, better. And here's the kicker. If she follows these remarks with a playful grin or raised eyebrows, it's her way of nudging you to respond. But altered behavior isn't just in the big moments, it's also in the small ones. Does she adjust her posture when you're talking? Lean a little closer across the table? Or maybe she seems extra curious about your plans, asking things like, "What are you doing this weekend?" These aren't just polite questions, they're her hoping you'll say, "Oh, nothing much, wanna hang out." At its core, her behavior changes because she's trying to bridge the gap between you two. She's probably thinking, maybe he hasn't made a move because I haven't made it obvious enough. Her playful insistence, her surprise when you don't catch her hints, it's all part of that silent expectation she's waiting for you to fulfill. Spoiler alert, now's your chance to clue in. 4. Frequent smiling or laugh. If there's one thing you really need to take note of, it's this. Her constant smiling and laughing around you. It's not an accident. Like, no one smiles at someone that much just as friends, right? If every time you crack a joke, even the ones that aren't that funny, she bursts out laughing, it might not be about the joke at all. She's laughing because she enjoys being around you. And it's not just the laughs, it's the way her face lights up when she sees you. The way her smile doesn't fade even when the conversation shifts to something serious. Her smile is a sign, it's her showing you that you make her happy, and she's hoping that you'll catch. Occasionally she might drop little hints during these moments, like saying, "You're seriously one of the funniest people I know," or even something playful like, "You always know how to make my day better. Why haven't you asked me out yet?" These lines aren't just casual, they're her tying her feelings to moments with you in a way that's impossible to miss. What's more, you might notice that she's extra attentive during these interactions. Her laughter flows more freely when she's with you than with anyone else. She's not just laughing at what you're saying, she's trying to encourage you to feel confident, to feel like the guy who could finally make a move. Her laughter and smile are her ways of showing you not just joy but anticipation. Every time she beams at you, it's probably one part pleasure and one part, "Please tell me he's finally getting it." If her constant happiness in your presence isn't enough to clue you in, you're overthinking it.
5. She initiates meaningful conversations. Alright, here's one of the most telling signs when she starts pulling your conversations into deeper, more meaningful territory. Now, I'm not talking about casual chit-chat about work or memes. I mean those deep dives where she's asking about your passions, your dreams, your values, and even your perspective on relationships. This is her way of showing she's not interested in just scratching the surface. She's trying to connect with you on a much deeper level. Picture this. You're chilling, and out of nowhere she starts asking questions like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" Or, "What's something you've always wanted but never told anyone about?" These aren't random questions. She's trying to build a bridge to understand you better and to see if there's compatibility for something more between you two. And listen, when she starts sharing bits of herself, especially personal stories or vulnerabilities, take note, that isn't something she's doing with everyone. It's her way of opening up and giving you space to do the same. She might talk about her goals, her family, her moments of doubt, things that tell you loud and clear, "I trust you." These moments are gold because they show she's emotionally invested. Now here's the kicker. If she's continuously trying to steer conversations toward love or relationships, that's her subtle nudge. She might tease, "What's the most romantic thing you've done for someone?" Or even casually ask, "What kind of person do you see yourself with?" These are loaded questions, my friend. They're her way of finding out where your heart is and whether you're open to seeing her as something more. If you notice this level of meaningful conversation happening, don't brush it off. It's her way of telling you, "I'm here, ready for something more." What are you waiting for? 6. Subtle touches. Here's the deal. If she finds ways to touch you no matter how small or fleeting, that's a major sign she's into you. For real, people aren't out there brushing arms or lingering with hugs unless they're comfortable, and yes, interested. There's always a reason behind physical contact, so pay attention. Maybe you're just sitting there chatting and she casually places her hand on your arm while laughing at your joke, or she gives you a high five but her hand stays there a second longer than it needs to. Small moments, right? But trust me, they carry a lot of meaning. She might also find ways to sit a little closer to you. Pay attention the next time there's a group setting. Is she choosing the spot right next to yours? Does she lean in when you're saying something, brushing her shoulder against yours, even though there's plenty of space? These are not accidental. She's trying to send you a signal that she feels comfortable around you, that there's a vibe she wants you to notice. And then there's the playful touch. Maybe she'll shove you lightly while laughing or playfully smack your arm when you tease her. This kind of contact doesn't just happen. It's an invitation for connection. If she didn't like you, she wouldn't even bother getting that close, plain and simple. Sometimes she might even make a joke about it, saying something like, "Be careful, I'm spoiling you with these hugs," or "You're lucky I'm letting you sit this close." Don't dismiss it as just humor. These jokes are more like safe ways for her to test the waters. If she's finding ways to initiate contact regularly, she's not just being friendly. She's trying to get your attention and hoping you'll step up. Don't hesitate to respond to these moments. It could be her way of showing she's ready for something more. 7. She gives you compliments a lot. Alright, so here's a biggie. When a girl keeps showering you with compliments, it's not just because she's kind-hearted. There's a solid chance she's trying to tell you something. Compliments are one of the easiest and most subtle ways for her to express interest. And if they're frequent and specific, she's probably sitting there thinking, why hasn't he noticed yet? And these aren't your run-of-the-mill compliments like "you're nice" or "good job." No, these are going to feel more personal and thoughtful. For example, she might say, "You have such a great sense of humor," or "You always know how to make people feel special." Compliments about your personality or character traits are huge because they go beyond surface-level observations. They're a deeper acknowledgement of who you are as a person. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Sometimes these compliments might veer into cheeky or playful territory. Like she might say, "I don't get it. Why hasn't anyone snatched you up yet?" Or "You're kind of the perfect guy. What's the catch?" These are more than lighthearted comments. They're her way of teasing and testing the waters, seeing if you'll take the bait and realize how she feels. Take note of how she delivers these compliments too. Does she smile a little wider when she says them? Does she hold eye contact? Those little details matter. They're telling you that her words aren't just platonic, they're loaded with intention. And hey, if she's complimenting your looks, like saying "You have such nice eyes," or "You seem like someone who could pull off anything you wear," that's even bolder. She's breaking past the surface-level comfort zone and laying it all out there. Here's the bottom line. If she's frequently complimenting you, especially in thoughtful or playful ways, she's hoping you'll take the hint. Stop hesitating, because she's probably wondering why you haven't taken the opportunity to move things forward. 8. Social media engagement. Nowadays, social media is where a lot of connections and hints happen, and trust me, this is a big one. If a girl is into you but can't believe you haven't made a move, she'll use her online activity to get your attention. It's her subtle and occasionally not so subtle way of staying on your radar. Does she seem like the first one to like your posts? The kind of person whose name consistently pops up in your notifications? If her comments are more thoughtful than just a generic "nice pic" and sound like "wow, you really killed it in this one," or "this reminds me of something you said before," that's her way of being intentional. She might tag you in posts that relate to your interests, or slide into your DMs with something like, "Hey, I saw this and thought of you." Whether it's an article about your favorite sports team, a meme that matches your humor, or a song recommendation, these gestures are purposeful. It's her way of saying, "I'm paying attention to you because you're important to me. Do you notice me back?" Also, watch how fast she responds to your stories. You post a picture of your coffee, and boom, there she is, reacting with a heart emoji or asking, "Where's that? Looks awesome." These interactions are her way of sparking conversations and keeping you engaged, even when you're not physically together. And honestly, she might even use social media as a way to test the waters. For example, she might share something flirty, like a story poll asking, "Who would make the perfect date?" Or she might casually ask your opinion on something related to relationships. If you're noticing her effort to create online interactions that go beyond surface level, she's waiting for you to take the hint. Her online engagement isn't just fun and games, it's tactical. When a girl puts this much effort into staying connected digitally, it's because she sees potential, but she's wondering why you haven't acted on it yet. She creates opportunities for you. Alright, this is the move that says, "I'm literally doing half the work for you. What are you waiting for?" When she likes you and is waiting for you to take action, she's going to make it as easy as possible for you to make a move. Think of it as her leaving you a trail of breadcrumbs. If you can't see it, she's probably as confused as she is frustrated. How does this look? Well, she might consistently make herself available, mentioning when she's free without you even asking. For example, she could casually say, "I'm not doing much this weekend," or "I've been wanting to check out that new cafe. Have you been yet?" These aren't random comments. She's essentially laying out a golden opportunity for you to take the initiative. On top of availability, her actions will often show that she's crafting chances for the two of you to connect. Does she linger after group hangouts, hoping you'll ask her to stick around for a bit longer? Or maybe she organizes plans that naturally create one-on-one situations, like suggesting a movie night or helping you with a project. These are classic signs she's pushing you toward realizing that there's a deeper connection waiting to be explored. Pay attention to her effort in conversation too. If she's proactively working to keep the dialogue flowing or playfully teasing you, she's essentially opening the door for you to step into something more. Better yet, look for moments where she nudges you subtly, like laughing way too hard at your jokes or saying, "Wow, anyone else in your shoes would have made a move by now." That's not a joke, dude. It's an invitation. At the end of the day, she's creating comfort and convenience for you. She's making herself available and putting the ball in your court while wondering, what's taking him so long? All you need to do is pick it up. 10. Sharing personal space. This one's all about the physical cues, and I'm not just talking about touches, although those matter too. Sharing personal space is one of the most intimate ways a girl shows she wants to get closer, literally and emotionally. If she's making an effort to shrink the distance between you two, she's probably waiting for you to take the hint and erase that last metaphorical gap. Here's what to look out for. When you're sitting in a group, does she always pick the seat closest to you, even if another one might be more convenient? Or does she lean in when you're chatting, closing those few extra inches so it feels almost natural for your shoulders to brush? These aren't accidental, they're deliberate moves to create a feeling of closeness. And then there's the small stuff she does to initiate, like fixing your collar, brushing something imaginary off your shirt, or saying, "Hold still, you've got something in your hair." These actions aren't just helpful, they're a nonverbal way of saying, "I'm comfortable with you, and I want you to be comfortable with me too." But sharing personal space isn't just physical proximity, sometimes it's emotional too. If she's opening up to you about things she wouldn't normally tell people, her fears, her family drama, her wildest ambitions, it's her way of creating emotional intimacy. It's like she's silently asking, "Are you ready to meet me on this deeper level?" She might even test you a bit with playful remarks like, "Wow, I sit this close and you still don't react. What's it going to take?" It's a gentle nudge to see if you'll finally step into that shared space she's been offering all along. The bottom line is simple. If she's consistently closing the gap, both physically and emotionally, she's giving you every opportunity to reciprocate. Stop hesitating and lean into the connection she's building. It's clear she wants more, but is waiting for you to realize it. All right, there you have it. The 10 proven signs she's practically screaming, "What are you waiting for?" From the way she laughs a little too hard at your jokes, to those subtle touches and meaningful conversations, every one of these cues is her way of letting you know she's interested. Whether it's through her social media gestures, creating chances to spend time together, or even inviting you into her personal space, she's making it more than clear that she's ready for something more. Now, if you've been recognizing these signs from someone in your life, this is your moment. Don't let self-doubt or overthinking hold you back. Take a breath, trust the connection you've built, and take that leap, because honestly, she's probably thinking, "Finally," when you do. And before you go, I've got a favor to ask. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, hit that like button to show your support. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into relationships and connections, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us, did any of these signs stand out to you? Have you noticed these hints from someone in your life? We'd love to hear your story. Thank you for watching, and hey, go make that move. You've got this. See you in the next video.